It's quite the same. It's always the same. It's always the same.
Hey, Piritta, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. I just woke up. got home from yesterday's gig, so it's a good time to.
I know you should be very tired now.
No, I'm not tired. I would be tired all my life if I was tired after show. I sleep. The point is I party less than what I did before, so the magic is not very magical. If you get very drunk on every show, then it's not okay.
Yeah. How you been, Keith? Long time no see.
Yes, like a long time no see. I'm doing pretty well. Things are going okay. How's everything with you?
Well, fine. Writing, like I told you before, I've been writing new music, and now we're doing these shows with these fellows, and so pretty cool, I'd say. And so I think it was a bit. It was a year ago or something that we did the
Yes,
interview about Midnight Well. It's close to 1 year. Yeah.
well, close to 1 year. Before the release of the album, I would say.
Yeah. Really cool. Where's Mikko now? He's had a
Mikko is in the darkness.
yeah. He's so used to the darkness. So.
Yes. But Finland is all sunshine now. It's quite disappointing actually for November.
We have a great day, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's getting
I don't know.
For you, Keith, it would be also already quite cold, but for us, it's quite warm. It's like +2 or something. So
the place where I live, it never gets cold, Sauko, to be honest with you.
I know.
Where are you?
I live in the deep south of India, close to Indian Ocean.
India.
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't get that cold there. Okay. That's far.
So, guys, how are you all doing today?
Fine, thank you, Keith.
Fine.
So good to talk to you.
Wonderful, Sauko. So, Sauko and everyone. So, the Road to Neon Waylay, your tour started in 2022 and it is going till 2023. So, how is it all coming up, and what are the plans that you are currently working on in this, the three bands combined touring?
Can I start, Piritta?
Yeah, yes. Oh, maybe you start.
I start. Okay.
I'm trying to hide from the sun.
So
I don't like it.
This is an interesting project, as we call it a project, and it started, in fact, I think about a year ago or something. Me and Mikko and Rylos band, we have a same co-manager, Mika Karhuma, and he started talking to me about a year or a little more ago, about the time when we released Midnight Waylay. He started talking to me about cooperating with bands that I would like to do work with, and couldn't find bands back then. And then there were some issues about the live shows also, you know, COVID and stuff like that. So it sort of passed. And then Mika, the co-manager, talked to Mikko that maybe Mikko could find some bands for Rylos to cooperate with. And then he said that maybe you could contact Tornado. And that's what Mikko did. And so started this journey that we named the Road to Neon Waylay. That's the beginning. And now, as we proceed, we are free to do anything. So, like you already know, we are touring Finland now, and we're trying to get to maybe the Central Europe. Let's see what happens. And Piritta can talk more about the far lands. They've been close to you, Keith, in fact, touring with Manzana. So maybe you'll see us there someday. Never know. So
yes.
that's how it started. And now we're just kind of trying to fix things and trying to get shows. And we have pretty good shows coming, in fact, around Finland, and selling a few more. So we have sold shows until next summer. and let's see what happens. So that's a kind of a time schedule that we're working on, and yeah, I think that's a good start to talk.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And the most important thing is also this kind of issues like 3 bands together, but most important thing is for me is basically to do that deeper level, to make things together, put the forces together, because we have 25 years experience to music and how we do it, but never we do this kind of things to deeper level, like long-term hard worker things. For me, it's basically most important to know each other and having fun.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we've been making a lot of tours abroad, and usually with other bands. So it's a really big brother and sisterhood what you get when you have bands that you actually work with, and we already know it's a good way to work. So when they asked us to join, we thought like, why not? It's always good to have. It's more energy when you work together. It's easy to just get stuck in your basement, play your own songs, and then just feel very tired. I have to do all the work. Yes, you have to do all the work, but why not to do it with someone? So it's always better. And it's also about money. It's easier to share stuff and organize stuff when you have many people in there. So it's also practical. But the most important thing is the energy point. I think that you have people working around the same thing, so it feels easier.
Those are very important. The things that Mikko and Piritta both said are really the most important things, because when you work with a band, and especially if you're a band leader, it's really hard doing all the work alone. And now that we have me and Mikko and Piritta and also Manzana's guys with us, that it's far easier to share the load. It's not it's not only about the actual work, but it's about the sharing effect that, you know, maybe let's say I try to book a venue, and then the promoter there is a fuck up guy, and he treats me bad, which I cannot go you know, knock him down because he's not going to book us anymore. So I just had to swallow the shit. So if you get 5 or 10 of those per day, it's really not that nice. It's not a nice feeling, but that's what you have to do if you are an indie artist and you try to sell yourself. And now we have the possibility to share that. You know, I might throw a voicemail to Mikko that, yeah, this dude was a you know, I let it burn out so I don't have to carry it with me. And then he goes like, yeah, I know him. He's a really pissed off dude. I don't like to work with him. And then we said, okay, let's try next one. So that is.
And then he calls, we have a free, so of course we come.
So it's always about the like emptying the shit box. So
yes,
that's really important to do, and it's easier this way. And also the energy thing, I like it really much, and I really appreciate that Manzana came with us, because Manzana has been around a long time. So it's really cool to have them, and not least because there's Piritta, because we need the female energy. It's really important because we do this one thing that we're going to talk about later probably, but the energy on the stage shared with a woman. I mean, like Mikko and Piritta told, we've been working 25 years in the bands, and usually it's just the guys around. So just to have a woman with us, it's great. Anyway,
it's like a dream come true to touring with Manzana and General Savage. Both are great bands.
Yeah, and also music-wise, we are quite on same genres.
Yes.
Close enough.
Close enough, and that's
Yeah.
something that I've been thinking, because I don't know, Keith, about India, but around here there are, I don't know, probably, I don't know if hundreds, but dozens and dozens of genres that people classify, and I'm like, okay, black what, what, okay, metal what? They
You don't
ask,
know what the genre is that you're
Yeah.
in.
and then they ask, so what do you play? I say, rock music. Is that okay?
That's not enough. That's
Rock?
not enough.
So this is a good thing that Manzana is. You probably listened to Manzana's music already, so it's a bit metallish, and then Rylos is somewhere in between rock and metal, and then we are
Good.
quite close to hard rock, but we have a bit of that metal sound, not that much. So it's a good mixture for people who come to the venue. Um, to have this kick-ass stuff, and then our kind of a more old school based groovy stuff. It's a really good combination.
There's a lot of similarity, but same time we are every band is very unique, I think, in a musical way.
A bit
from
of
my
weird.
opinion. Yeah.
We are
Enough-
weirdos.
Yeah, enough weirdness. That's a good thing, Keith. Like we all have our own perspective to look at when we look at the music, and it is a bit weird, not the mainstream kind, but there are mainstream elements
Yes.
involved, and and the deeper level is that we take the work, the process of making music and making art, we take it seriously, but we're not serious as as people in
yeah.
that sense. So it's
Yeah.
a different thing to be serious at your work and then to try to enjoy it, and that's what we're trying to do, and try to make things simple and easy. And Finland is a tough place to do these things,
Yeah.
and it's, in a way, it's good to start here doing these things, because if we can do it here, we can do it anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
And how has the experience of this touring been so far? Like you guys all got together and being on the tour now. So how is the experience, and how do you feel about the outcome of it?
Now, how many shows we had now? 3?
3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4.
three. Yeah.
They've been good. They've been just very naturally easy and good. Nothing big trouble.
Yeah.
Almost too easy. Let's see what happens in the future.
Let's see 2 years later what happened.
2 years later, we are fighting and we hate each other.
I hate Piritta. She's a bitch.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
But a good
So yeah, but so far no fights.
Anyway, well, the basic things that, you know, someone gets so drunk that he doesn't find the right door. It's happening every time bands are together, but that's like basic things, and
That's normal.
that's normal, and you just have to adapt to it. And but the playing thing is that, for example, everything that's that can be really hard, like, you know, the load in when you go to a venue, or working with the mixing engineers, or everything like that. Those things can really be like a pain in the ass when you have people who cannot, they don't know what they're doing, or they have too high expectations.
Yes.
And we all know that, okay, maybe I'm the one of I'm the the guy who probably wants to, you know, do the sound check, and others may not want to do it, but that's like personalities. But in general, we know how to do it, and we're not that, you know, we don't care that much if there is you know, lies or no lies, or if the sound is like perfect or not perfect or whatever. We just go and do it. And we had a few shows that there weren't that many people, but we had a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
that is what I believe is the in a way the ultimate test for a band.
Yes,
Any-
yes.
Can
Yeah.
you drive yourself even in front of a small audience? Can you
Yeah.
do it? Can you make it work? I saw Rylos doing their best show so far with the least people that we've had. So
Thanks.
yeah, that's like how it should be done. I believe
Yeah.
so. I truly believe so. That's how it should be done, and that's the good part. We don't care about money or fame. Of course, it would be great, but
Yeah.
that's not the main point. We're not doing it because of that. We're here for the music. Like I told you before, Keith.
Yep.
We're here for the music.
Yeah. I think the biggest prize is that we could share in that music together and all audience.
Yes. So as you can hear, the feelings and sensations have been quite good. At least if I'm to say about this.
Wonderful. And the core idea of behind this touring is to take the music to the people, into the small arenas, small clubs and places like that,
Yes,
the bigger
yes.
arenas. So that is the plan for you guys. So what especially made you guys do something like this?
Sorry.
What, mikä oli syynä?
Ah,
I think it started, maybe I can start with a little. I think it started out with this idea. Um, you know, I was writing the first article with Tarja, you know, also
Yeah.
Tarja Virmakari, and I was thinking, what is the difference between us and major bands? Well, of course, that they are major and we're indie, but how do we feel about that? We feel that it's a good thing because rock music in general should, and in fact is at this moment, it's not the mainstream thing,
no.
and that's how it should be. It should be hiding in the shadows. It should be a little anarchy. It should be for the people, for the misunderstood people, for the people who do
Don't
not
have money to go to big shows, maybe.
yeah, and they don't find themselves uh, you know, connected or whatever. So that was behind the idea of bringing rock music to the small clubs. Unfortunately, it looks like that there are a few bigger venues also coming, but
Maybe we can tolerate that.
maybe we can tolerate that.
Mm.
So we're just bringing rock music where it's not played that often, and like in Finland, it's a small country that we have in a way, but the distances are long between cities, and most of the rock bars and small venues have disappeared, and it's because the rates. It's really expensive to do things in Finland, so we decided to also help those venues and restaurants, and that way we can help each other as bands, and then we can also offer the people some music. The people who probably wouldn't hear the music otherwise live, because live is live. You know, rock music
Yeah.
is best live. You can put it that way.
I work in a theater. I go to big stages all the time, and that's work. That's something different. And then you have your own music, and it's totally different language. And I think it's even better in small places because you can really feel the people. You can really see their faces. You can smell the sweat. You can hear their breathing. So it's like totally different. When you're on a big stage, you're like you're at work. You don't feel the people so much, and it's like totally different. Sometimes you hear people talking about like like everything would be better on big stage, but that's not true. That's really not true. I don't want to see, if I want to see my favorite band, I'm dreaming of seeing it in a small place because I really get close to them and feel the energy. And then I go see it on a stadium and I'm disappointed because they're so far away. I don't get anything. And if I want to see stadium, if I want to see big stage, I can watch a movie. I can watch television. But if I want to smell the sweat of the people, I need a small club. So I think it's really also aesthetic. It's different thing.
Yeah.
And the best thing.
Yeah, I always remember the Muse band. I saw the first time the Nosturi in Absolution tour, I think 2003. It's absolutely stunning show because small venue and that.
Yes,
and then few years ago, I saw the Muse big arena. It's not the same because absolutely stunning production, but you can feel anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe this is for the people who listen with their bodies.
Yeah, I think
the eyes are not enough.
Every sense is used, smelling and feeling around, and
you can see people. You can see people.
Yes, there's a close bond between you and people in the same place. That's something beautiful.
We have made with Manzana, we have made maybe 20 tours abroad, no, 15, 20 something in Central Europe, Eastern Europe, China many times, also in very southern China, close to you maybe, in Yunnan. But it's always the sweatier, the smaller, the better. It's always the same thing.
Yeah.
Because that's when you go to another world.
Yes, and
that's what
I believe also that it's better for everyone, not only the artists, also the people get more like Piritta and Mikko said, that the connection and the closeness, because one of the reasons people like me or anyone goes to a show, it's not only the music connection, it's the people who rock music. Hey dude, how are you? I've never seen you before, but you like Manzana. Yeah, I do. Cool. And you already know each other. You don't need anything else. That's it. And then you go to a show. In my mind, a good rock show is like a theater piece. There is a certain catharsis going on. You go through different emotions and you put yourself through the whole thing. And afterwards you feel relieved. You're revived, both the artist and the people watching the show, and that's what happens in a deeper level when it's a small club. I've always thought that if a venue is over 800 or 1,000 people, it's getting too big.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere around 500 and 1,000 is a good, that you can feel like everyone. And then it gets bigger, you lose the sensation. There's just something happens that you cannot control. In a way, you cannot control it in your system. So it's a different thing. I mean, I've been to stadium concerts, and well, the only thing you can do there is to get really drunk. Because
and wait on a toilet queue.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Yeah. Well, long talk.
Yeah, we don't need questions. We can just talk here.
That's the art of music. Talking.
3 singers talking about themselves. This is not gonna end. It's a never-ending mover.
You're gonna be crazy. Take 3 singers to say.
Yes, they will talk about themselves.
Only sit back and relax and let them do the talking.
Easy day for a journalist.
So, guys, right now you are on the road together, sharing the stage together, but does it pave a gateway in the future to do some kind of collaboration to make music together?
Maybe we have one song that we have played, a Manzana song, that the guys come to sing it with me. And that was just an idea for geeks. And then we started thinking that maybe we could make a song so that we sing together. But we have no plan yet.
Yes.
That's a really good. That was I almost talked about that earlier, but I could suck it in. It's a very good. It's been a very good experience singing with Piritta and Manzana. We sing their song.
Love hate song. Love hate song.
Yeah, love hate song. It's a very good story indeed, and I can relate to that story a lot. And there is just something about, first of all, something about singing someone else's song that you work with. That's one thing that I really I can't really explain it, what happens inside of me, but something happens that touches me. I don't know what. And then another thing is that it leads to a natural idea that, okay, maybe we could utilize this to write a song and record it and release, and then also play it live. And we could do an acoustic version of it, so we could go to radios, for example. Me and Piritta, Mikko, we have one acoustic guitar and we can sing it together or whatever. But also there are levels, because when creative people get together, you never know what happens. But that's another thing, because pushing and doing things just because we need to do something is a bit different. So I think we have been careful and taking time to make it happen naturally, because it's a very sensitive thing, I believe. But we have every possibility of doing because Manzana they have their own studio, a full-size studio. I also have my studio here, so there are no technical or practical barriers. So it would be easy. And in fact, Mikko's been writing something, and I've been doing. I haven't told them, by the way, Piritta and Mikko, I've been writing something, but
okay.
but it's not ready yet. So it's a very good idea. Glad you asked that, Keith.
And right now you guys are touring in Finland. So does this pave way to take these three bands combined touring on an international level?
Sorry,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I hope.
Hopefully, let's see.
Yes.
Yeah, we cannot be like, everything about this business is very unsure. We are musicians. So what are musicians made for? They are made to play, they are made to write, record, release, and perform music. So we are doing that, and if it carries, why not doing shows abroad? Of course. I think countries like Germany or Italy, they would be great for us. France maybe, but at least Germany and Spain would be lovely also, and not impossible at all. But thinking of it as a gateway to abroad gigs, yeah, I think of this Finland touring really as a rehearsal thing. We are trying to put pieces together, and we are really trying to feel if we can do shows abroad, because it's the organizing things would take months, and we need to be absolutely sure, and we have to be ready. And also, like we said earlier, we don't want to push too much, because pushing brings pressure, and pressure kills joy, and that's not good rock music. Mikko, did you have something? Sorry,
Yeah, the next year is planning to do a couple Estonia gigs. So I think that is the first thing where we're going abroad, Estonia, maybe.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah, we have done a lot of tours abroad, and we have had some years off to pay them, so we are ready to get more loan.
Yeah, there you go, Keith. You hear
So-
the reality. That's
yeah,
the
so
Yes.
the first European tour we came home, we split the money and then just paid it off. And
Yeah.
it's very expensive to tour abroad, but it's doable. But you have to plan carefully and have reasonable systems. It's not like you take the fanciest nightliner and order pizza every night. It doesn't work that way. You have to count your money quite wisely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But with a bus, I suppose, with a nightliner, you can fit maybe 16 people in it. That means 3 bands, and then you have technicians. And then you just keep on driving and play the shows. And it's the best thing in the world. But it has to be planned carefully.
Yes, and now that we see how these upcoming shows go, there are ways to do it, but those are business things, and I don't think it's interesting to talk about them. But there are possibilities, and we are utilizing them as soon as it's possible, and as soon as we see it's reasonable to do so.
Wonderful, wonderful. And for Gentle Savage, Midnight Waylay was out last year, and for Manzana, Neon Darkness was out this year, and for
Yes.
Rylos, Solar Works EP Part 2 was out in 2020. So what is the
Yeah.
upcoming works for each of these bands that you're working on?
To Rylos, we're recording the new stuff right now, and next year we release the 4 singles, and 2024 we released our 5th album, Signs of Life, and that's the plan. So everything looks very good, and songs are pretty good.
Sounds great.
We are yeah, like I said earlier, I've been writing new music. I don't know how many songs I have. I think 6 songs are quite ready, and we are rehearsing in December. We have a 2-day session with a rhythm section, and I think that we're pretty close to recording. Then it's a budget thing only when we go to the studio. So we're also releasing new songs 23, and if everything goes well, why not an album? But that's yeah, at least we're releasing singles and some videos and so on. So it's looking good. It's looking good.
Amazing.
Well, we have been making video for the next single, In the Dark. We just shot it a couple of weeks ago. It should be out soon. And then we should be making more videos. Videos are the important thing now for social media. So we're making a couple of music videos, I think, in the near future. We also have some shows coming up this week, and then we have a lot of theater shows coming up. So we're a bit of busy now up to Christmas. But then in the spring, we start making more Manzana again. So videos and tours and shows and everything. We have energy and time, and
Wonderful.
let's see.
Awesome. And talking about the Road to Neon Waylay, the combined work. So what are the other plans that you guys have apart from the touring?
Apart. What does that mean?
Anything.
What do you mean?
You mean like other life than music?
Piritta, will you marry me?
Is there anything else?
We spoke about collaboration, the touring, and is there anything different that you want to try out with the bands in the future? So any other plans on those things?
Well, I don't know. Maybe if we write the song, or if we release the song together, then of course a video should be great to shoot a video with the whole. I think Piritta did or she had an idea about the video already. So maybe something like that, and then we are in fact we are planning to have a thing called Road to Midnight Waylay Fest or Feast, and that a bit bigger event where we could invite other bands, and we've been working with that kind of a thing, so we could invite some other bands, maybe someone who is bigger, so we can get notified larger, and things like that. Or then we could just invite, if we go, let's say we go to Rovaniemi, it's a city up north in Finland, and then we find that there's a great hard rock band or metal band in Rovaniemi, and maybe we can invite them to play with us or something like that. So we're very open to anything, if that's what you asked.
Yes,
Sure.
absolutely. And
We can also make T-shirts and pins.
And underwear,
Yes.
and bootlegs. And bootlegs.
and to so that people can fart in Mikko's eye.
Yes.
And do you see a future in Finland where you can, now you guys are all together touring and stuff like that? So in the future, do you think that Finland can open up some kind of festival where you can bring all the rock bands together and have a big festival, like 3-4 days or about a week, that kind of festival opportunity?
Why not? Why not? But if we have a good place for that and people to work, so why not? That would be fun.
We do in fact have a great place here. It's called, you can go on
Okay, now he
Google
started
it.
planning it.
Yeah, I already have planned it. In fact, it took about 5 seconds. So we have a place called Nilsi and Louhos Arena. It's very easy for you, Keith. Nilsi and Louhos Arena. It's an old mining place where there is a really big stage, an outdoor stage, and it's a huge scenery there. It's like rocks all around it, and then small lakes and stuff like that. The water is green like in India, or blue or green. So that would be a great place. I think it takes about 500, 600, 800 people, and then so that would be great. A good idea. Thank you, Keith.
And what has been the most best moments in 2022 for each of you guys?
The best moment.
Yes, in 2022.
We are Finns, we are not that positive. We don't think about the good stuff. We worry about the winter. Good moments.
Well, lots of good moments, to be honest.
Lots of good moments.
The best. You mean with the bands?
Yes.
Oh, we had really good. We were touring in Baltics in August, and also some shows in Italy, and there were really good moments in Baltia on a festival, playing Zombie of the Cranberries after something. We were talking about the war and everything, and it got really emotional in Latvia, and people were just singing like mads with it in the dark, and the fires were burning. It was really beautiful moments in Latvian festival with Manzana. Yes, maybe that was a good moment of this year.
Okay, I'm going to be more like Germany practical. I think our top moment so far, I think there might be coming more, was that we got noted by the Eclipsed Rock magazine in Germany, and
that was cool.
This is because Germany is the largest market in Europe. That one country can can support a band so you can make a living only playing in Germany. It's a huge country in European scale. So that was great because it's a magazine that has very German readers, meaning that they are really sticking into what the magazines or the people who know things, who write about things, say. They don't buy anything if, for example, if Tornado goes and pays an ad in the magazine or social media, and I said, yeah, Gentle Savage is a good band. They don't give a shit. But it's in the German magazine that has been doing a proper German style of journalism. They start to believe in the band. And that was really, you cannot get it with money. It's impossible to get that kind of things paying. That was so far the practical high moment of Gentle Savage. There has been others, but that was thinking about the career. That was the high moment.
I think for Rylos' best moment, we have once again full lineup. I have a lot of problems with lineup things, and that's the win moment because we have once again full lineup, and of course the new music is the best thing what we put out, and our latest video ROAD is, the views are 10,000 in YouTube. It's very cool, and this ROAD to Neon Waylay is for me is very big thing because the bands are great and the chemistry is great, and everything is something different. For me actually, I think, and yeah, ROAD to Neon Waylay is best thing what happened in this year. Yeah,
Great.
Fantastic. And the work on the Road to Neon Waylay. So is there a schedule until 2023, or you guys are making intermediate plans in the middle to come up with schedules? How is it working out for you?
Could you repeat, please?
What I was asking is on the Road to Neon Waylay touring.
So the sound cut to me. I didn't hear the whole thing.
Okay, about the touring with Road to Neon Waylay with the three bands together. So do you have a proper schedule until mid 2023, or does it intermediate plannings that you're doing for the venues and things like that?
Yeah. Piritta, sano vaan.
Yeah, we have a schedule. We already have locked quite many shows, but we are still a lot of loose days, so we can still build a lot. But now we are selling up to summer, so we'll see how much we get. But yeah, we have a schedule, but it's still moving.
Yeah, we're building on because we don't want to. I think I smell what you're asking, because we don't want to grow too big or we don't have that intention of growing to play those biggest venues. We have no intention for that. We need to find the right people and to tour these small or mid-sized venues. And like Piritta said, we have scheduled things up till 23 summer, and there is one bigger venue in Helsinki that can be a game changer, and then another one in Kuopio, and we cannot talk about them much more because there are loose ends still in the negotiations, and we cannot talk about those. But if those things go well, I think we have a good chance of continuing selling this combo next autumn. But this, to be honest, we are all also artists, and we have careers as bands. So we don't, and we cannot lock ourselves up to one thing for too long periods of time. So this is more like boosting, and then we see what can we do, and then we continue or we don't. Someone says that no, we're touring for 2 months now, we cannot go with you guys. Let's wait for half an hour, because as long as we live, we can do it. And when we're dead, who gives a shit? Then it's over.
Fantastic. And thank you for sharing all this information today, Saku, Piritta, Mikko. It was a real pleasure to have you all three together on this interview to talk on the touring and a lot of other stuff. So great. And Saku, it's always a pleasure to have you. Always a pleasure. And thank you so much for setting it up and sharing all this information. And I want to wish you all the
Please, let's take a picture. Let's
Yes.
take a picture. Smile or do something. Are you fine? All right.
Yeah, I'm smiling too.
Yeah, you smile too.
The dog child is smiling.
We can find some
Yeah.
picture of you.
Yeah, I'll take a
I have a
picture.
telephone. I can come real close.
I'll take a
Let's take
picture
a
of
new
my
picture.
Mikko. I'll take a picture of my anus and put it to your place.
It's unique. It's
Yeah.
unique.
Okay, this is mine.
fantastic.
Yes.
Okay. I
Okay.
need my morning coffee. I still haven't had it.
Oh, go for it, Piritta.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.
Same
Bye.
to you.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
See
Thank
you
you.
soon
Yeah.
again. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Moikka kaverit. Palataan.